What's up all you lads and ladies? Welcome to another fascinating video in the world of Reddit. If you liked the video, post your favorite Reddit comment below, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Thanks to Spencer999 in my last video who commented that he loved how loud my videos were. You're most welcome, Spencer. Hope you enjoy this video about cringe-worthy memories from years ago. What's that one cringe-inducing memory from years ago that you can't get out of your head? Doing a practice for a play in front of a small crowd of like maybe 35-50 people when I ate my pants. Middle of my lines I felt the wetness and had to run off stage. I kept myself locked in a room the rest of the day. Once got my period in the middle of a scene in a junior school play. I was 12, 13. That it sucks. Went for an interview and handed the person my coat when they were trying to shake my hand. Update. I did not get the job unfortunately. A few years later I went to another interview during which my stomach would not stop growling, which is one of my worst nightmares made real. Somehow got a job there, lol. When they take your coat confused, you sit in their chair and begin interviewing them. So, why should I work for you? Why is this job open? Why does everyone keep leaving? At the end of a great job interview, shook the guy's wrist instead of his hand and held on like I meant to do it. Didn't get the job. A friend's husband had a job interview and when he walked into the room there were 3 people, 2 men and a woman, sat behind a table. He started at the left and shook the first guy's hand, then the second guy's hand in the middle. When he got to the woman on the right, he put his right hand out and to his horror he saw that she had a prosthetic claw thing instead of a right hand. She had obviously come across this before and so she just put her left hand out instead of just shaking hands using his left hand. He was so flummoxed that he did an awkward upside down handshake with his right hand to her left hand. He was convinced that he'd completely messed up the interview as his brain kept saying to him, "What the frick did you do that for?" He was amazed to get the job and on his first day he met the woman again who told him that he thought the whole thing was hilarious. He worked with her for a few years and apparently every time they met, they'd do the weird upside down right left handshake. This made my day. He just didn't know the secret handshake. This reasoning makes me feel so much better. He didn't hire you because he didn't want to be embarrassed again about not knowing the secret handshake. You were a great example for him. He went off to study secret handshakes so he won't make that mistake again. I was interested in a guy, but didn't know how to start a conversation with him. We were standing next to each other while preparing food for a barbecue and I just thought it was a good idea to start a conversation with "I like the feeling of touching raw meat." Ha ha ha. How did he react? I guess he thought I was the weirdest person ever, because after getting out of that situation he never really talked to me again. Don't worry though, I'm over it XD. Bless you. This did make me chuckle though. I was walking back to my car after a grocery trip and an older gentleman said hello to me as I walked past. My brain completely short-circuited and I responded with GGGGGG and quietly trailed off, averting my gaze and walking faster. This actually makes me laugh because it's believable, happens all the time, and yet is still funny. If it helps you at all, the old man probably had a light laugh then forgot about it too. This kind of thing happens all the time. Old man probably understands perfectly. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good, how are you? Runs away. The time my internet access was shot over a weekend, so I went to work as usual on Monday and stayed and worked all day and only found out I'd been fired the week before when I got home. Small, very high profile business. Everyone was acting weird all day. I soft broiled myself to sleep in this memory. Who the frick doesn't call for a termination? I feel like this is a business's fault. They didn't call or pull you aside. I wouldn't have the confidence to pull someone who's been fired and gone to work anyway aside. A man like that must possess some sort of knowledge I'm too primitive for. Or shoddy Wi-Fi, but I'm not taking the chance. Yep, your first thought would be this dude is going full postal any moment now. Shouldn't they at least call? Trying to run away from home when I was 6 only to stop at the start of the driveway because I was always told that it was dangerous to walk on the street without an adult. My parents have this really nice photo of me with my little backpack standing there looking really conflicted. My sister ran away when she was like 11 or so. She left a note that said, "You'll never find me. I'm at neighbor's house." We found her. How did you manage to find her? She made a beginner mistake. When looking closely at the goodbye letter, a professional detective will right away pick up the clue. She wrote that she is at neighbor's home, a nod to the fact that she is at neighbor's home. Elementary, my dear Watson. You just have to be mindful of the details left out. Mayo, same here. Loaded a half-gallon of milk, a banana, my toy fire truck, and a pillow into a small basket and made it to the end of my driveway before realizing my favorite cartoon was probably gonna start, so couldn't miss it. Farted in class during a test back in middle school. Everybody knew it was me, but I was too awkward to confirm or deny it, so I just acted oblivious. That fart must have been pretty awful, because a bunch of classmates around me covered their noses with their shirts and the teacher cracked open a window. Just the complete awkward silence that followed the fart and the feeling of everybody staring at me in disgust still makes me shudder with cringe whenever I think about it. I did this, too. Except I was asleep when I did it and farted myself awake, but I kept my eyes closed. Everyone was laughing and the teacher got mad, so someone said, "Miss, she farted." My classmates told me when I woke up at the end of class, but I just laughed it off. I was all, "Oh my god, are you for real?" Huh. I cringe when I think about it. I am cringing right now. In art class I sneezed and let a huge fart. Everybody was laughing super hard and I was so embarrassed. Laughter is better than awkward silence. In 7th grade I was in gym class and we had to sit on the bleachers. I let out a huge fart accidentally that echoed across the entire gym. It would have been funny if it wasn't for the fact we were doing a moment of silence for the 11th of September. I fell asleep in my high school history class. I was all the way in the back of the room so the teacher never noticed. Until I farted in my sleep so loud that it woke me up and my head shot up and smacked against the back wall. Never heard the end of it. So much stuff happened in the span of 2 seconds. This has gotta be the worst thing you can do in class without being stupid. I feel you there. I fell asleep in class once and when periods changed, the teacher had everyone silently leave while he taped a note to my head that said, "Do not disturb." I slept for another 3 periods and each teacher had the students come in and leave quietly. Woke up in a history class with a teacher I never had. Not as bad as yours, but still I feel you. Me pooping in my pants in 1st grade, because I thought pooping in toilets other than my own is illegal. Oh my god, Hannah. I'm actually impressed that you made it all the way to 1st grade without pooping somewhere other than your own toilet. Like not a hotel room, family member's house, daycare, store. He did poop somewhere else, in his pants. In the 1st grade I moved to a new school in a small town. 2 months in I would literally lose bowel function for no apparent reason. Totally watery and intense abdominal cramps. I was shy and didn't have any friends yet. I was embarrassed and would just sit there in my own mess until the teacher noticed. This went on every day. Eventually they sent me to the principal's office and the nurse, teacher, and my parents thought I was just seeking attention. Despite packing 2 new pairs of undies and pants each day, I would still be soaked at the end of the day. Over the next 2 weeks I kept getting in trouble. I was held in from recess and had to sit in the hallway alone when I ran out of clothes for the day. I had to eat lunch alone and spent at least half of my days sitting by myself in the hallway staring at the wall. When my parents finally took me to the doctor, they found a strange intestinal infection with no cure. It eventually went away. So for 1 month in a new school I was that shy weird kid who smelled bad and couldn't participate in any activities. I graduated HS 12 years later with the same small class of students. It wasn't until my 10-year class reunion that one of my classmates, now a nurse, told me they all felt so bad for me and never brought it up because they felt like I was being abused when they saw me sitting alone in the hall in my soaked clothing. This restored my faith in how kind other kids can be. That's nice. Glad it went away. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell like it owes you money. Remember to post your favorite Reddit comment from the video for a chance to be featured in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic video about life advice. Show a small channel some love by liking and subscribing. Take care. Pip pip cheerio. Much love from me, Matt British.